Hi, my name is Julie, and I want to thank you for just tuning in. And today I want to talk about what is an affirmation and why it's important for us in our life. So, an affirmation is just a noun, it's an act or an instance of affirming someone or something. So, it's a state of being affirmed. It's an assertion that something exists or is true. So, it's something that's affirmed, a statement or proposition that is declared to be true. And we're setting new goals, trying new things, affirmations can make the world of difference between success and reprogramming our mind or not. So an affirmation needs to be just a positive statement. It helps you challenge and overcome self-sabotaging and negative thought. And if you repeat them often enough, you begin to believe the statement and you can start seeing very positive changes in your life. We know that we have limiting beliefs or disempowering beliefs, and we want to change those to a positive, empowering belief. And we need to think about how we can say an opposite of our disempowering belief. Is it just wishful thinking? Many of us do repetitive exercises to improve our physical health, and so we need to think about affirmations are like exercises for our mind in our outlook. Positive mental repetition can reprogram our thinking patterns, and over time, we will begin to think and act differently. Researchers have suggested that affirmations help us perform better at work. According to the research, just spending a few minutes thinking about your best qualities before a high-pressure meeting, a presentation, or using a new skill can calm your nerves, increase your confidence, and improve your chances of a successful outcome. We also know that self-affirmation reduces stress. There was a short study that was done that a simple short affirmation boosted problem-solving abilities of those who were chronically stressed to the same level as those who had low stress every day. Affirmations have been used successfully to treat people with low self-esteem, depression, and other mental health conditions. And we know that affirmations stimulate areas of our brain that help us impact positive change in our health and mental outlook. Remember these key points. Affirmations are positive statements that can help us overcome self-sabotaging negative thought. To use an affirmation, you must first analyze the thought or behavior that you would like to change in your own life. Next, come up with positive, credible, and achievable affirmation statements that are opposite of those thoughts. Remember, disempowering thought, empowering thought. Repeat the affirmation several times a day. I like to stand in the morning and simply repeat it for 5 minutes or 10 times. And when you find yourself slipping into negative self-talk or engaging in negative behavior, remember that affirmations are most effective if you use them alongside other strategies, such as visualization or goal setting. And I'll have more on that later, so check back with me. Affirmations, we know, treat people with low self-esteem and depression because they stimulate certain areas of our brain that makes it more likely that we can change. So, for instance, when we have a stronger sense of self-worth, we can improve our own well-being. So if we're worried that we eat too much or we don't exercise or, we're afraid to do things, we can use affirmations to remind ourselves of our value and our worth, and it will help change our behavior. So if we notice increasing activity in the ventral striatum and the ventral media prefrontal cortex in the brain, seeing that activity has been linked to assigning positive value to something like achieving a goal or viewing a goal as a reward. If we see increasing activity in the medial prefrontal cortex or the posterior cingulate cortex, we understand that that's been linked to focusing on one's personal strength. And when we engage the anterior cingulate cortex and the ventrolateral prefrontal cortex, this has been linked to balancing our emotion, helping us be more objective when we face very difficult decisions or situations. So how do you create affirmations? How do you do affirmations? Well, the first thing I encourage is just have quiet time. You need to make a list of the goals that you'd like to achieve. And I say just choose one or two. Don't overload yourself and say 20 goals. Just choose one or two, what's most important right now. Make the list simple, specific, and concrete. And then one goal. You're probably more likely to stick with that goal if it's consistent with your personal values rather than what somebody else thinks you should do. An example, if you want more family time, it's probably not the time to go to school and get a new degree. So you have to think about what's your personal value. What do you want most? So what comes up for you when you think about your goal? You have to think about the negative thoughts that you have when you're trying to focus on that goal. And for each negative statement, you need to write it down and then write a positive statement that's opposite of that negative self-talk. Remember, disempowering to empowering thoughts and beliefs. You need to make the statements short and to the point. Even if the goal is for some time in the future, you need to write the positive statements as if they are already true, if they're already a part of your life and have happened. You can recall a time in your life when each of the statement was true for you. And for each affirmation, it's important to use all your senses to imagine your goal true. How does your body feel? Who's there to celebrate with you? Can you imagine what your life or health will be when everything's changed? How terrific does it feel that you've achieved something so meaningful to you? Use all of your senses as you engage in this imagery. Repeat each individual affirmation and don't forget to take deep breaths. You want to set aside a few minutes to meditate on your affirmations every day. You can even record yourself. Say each positive affirmation and then play it back to yourself. So here's some examples. I'm doing work that I enjoy and find fulfilling. I'm safe and sound and all is well. I love and accept myself for who I am. I am enough. I approve of myself. I'm in the process of positive change. I'm organized. I'm willing to change. Or you can simply use the following simple formula. I'm so happy and grateful that I am now, and then you simply fill in the blank. Affirmations tend to foster the expectation of success. Remember that daily affirmations are to the mind as exercises to the body. When we repeat affirmations, it helps us reprogram our unconscious mind for success. It helps us eliminate negative and limiting beliefs. I think it transforms our comfort zone, taking us from a limited one, keeping us trapped, and putting us in a place that's much more expansive, where we hear a whisper of anything is possible. It helps us to replace our I can't with I can, replaces our fear and doubt with confidence and certainty. So, start your affirmation by entering the present tense. Now, be positive. Our subconscious mind skips the word not, so don't say things like I am not afraid, because it gives us the message that we truly are afraid. Instead, an empowering thought is I feel at ease when. Be concise. The shorter the better, and if you can rhyme it, it makes your affirmation easier to remember. I like to include actions like I am. Those are very powerful words. Or I have. Those are very powerful words. So you can just say I am beautiful. I have money. Doesn't matter. Just say it that's meaningful to you. Include a feeling word. Great affirmations need both content and emotion. Content describes the outcome, the specific outcome or goal that we want to achieve, and the emotion gets to the heart of how you feel about that emotion or outcome. So I just want to thank you for taking time to listen to my affirmation conversation. It's been an honor to share with you today. And lastly, I just want to give you one of my most favorite affirmations and repeat this often. I am significant, amazing, smart, beautiful, and special. And from me to you, you indeed are. Thanks for being with me.